Tribe, what's up? In this video, really fast, we're going to talk about stop accepting reality. Stop accepting your reality. Stop accepting things that you don't like in your life. Because right now, you're accepting it. You understand what I'm saying? So before we get going in this video, I'm going on for two things are happening. I'm going for a walk. And the second thing is, I didn't bring along my mic. So we'll see how the audio comes out. And so let's have a walk. Walk alongside me. We're walking, talking. And while I'm walking around Thailand, I felt like going for a walk today. And I'm in one of those moods that stop accepting your reality. Stop accepting things that you don't like. You understand? See, this is what you're struggling with. This is what people are not telling you when you get into this work, you get into the manifesting, law of attraction, law of assumption, whatever you want to call it. It's all the same flipping thing. Okay. And what people don't tell you is people think, oh, just manifest. Do this 24-hour manifesting technique. You understand that. I'm not saying that stuff don't work, but when you're trying to change your life, okay, you're not just trying to manifest a fucking water. You're trying to change your life. And when you're trying to change your life, you're moving from that old you to the new you. You're moving from that old identity to that most successful version of yourself. And what people don't tell you is that when you're moving from that old you to that most successful version of you, that version of you that has everything, that has your dream life, your old you, listen to this, your old you is going to fight against you. It's going to fight against you fucking hard. Because listen to this. I never said it like this before. But your old you, that current self right now that's driving your life, that old identity, knows you better than you know yourself. You understand that? Your old identity knows you better than you know your fucking self. It knows your habits. It knows what makes you tick. It knows what you think about all day long. It knows what you're scared of. It knows listen to this. It knows how to make worry, doubt, and fear creep in. It knows exactly how to stop you in your tracks and let you run back to your comfort zone. You see, if your comfort zone's way down there, guess what? Your comfort zone isn't where your dream life is. You have to understand that. Okay? Your dream life is in the opposite direction. You understand? So let's continue on here. When I say stop accepting your reality, you got to stand up to it. You direct your life. You direct the ship. Okay? But what people aren't telling you, that they sugarcoat it. They want the likes, they want the views. You know what I mean? They want to tell you what you want to hear. But, and Neville Goddard, I don't want to bring up Neville Goddard in this video, but I will. Neville Goddard called this the bridge of incidents. Meaning like, all you have to listen to this, how simple it is. Pretend this is a bridge. I like being out here because I can show you things. Pretend this is a bridge. And you see that tree right here? Okay. Let's say that's the end of the bridge. Okay. So all I got to do is walk from here. I'll walk to the end of the bridge. And I'm on the other side, and the other side is my dream life. Anything I want. If it's $1 million, if it's being a multimillionaire, it's having my dream house or my dream car, if it's having my SP. Listen, all I got to do, this is how simple manifesting is. All you got to do is walk to the other side and you have everything you want. But the ugly truth, the ugly reality is this, and this is what people don't tell you. Either they don't know it, or they just don't share it with you because they're being a fucking dumbass. Okay? Listen. When I start walking, what Neville Goddard meant by the bridge of incidents is that when I start walking, the old you, that old identity that wants to keep you in your comfort zone, that knows everything about you, that knows how to make you fucking stop and run back the other way like a little scaredy cat, a little like you're 5 years old again, scared to death, is going to try to, is going to do everything it can to stop you from making it across the bridge. It's going to do everything it can to stop you from getting to the finish line. You have to understand this, okay? Because once you understand it, once you see it, once you see what's going on, you can't unsee it, my friends. Once you realize what's going on, you can't flip and unsee it. Okay, you know what's going on. You know the old you is trying to stop you. It doesn't scare you anymore. Okay, so let me give you an analogy. You know, I start walking, okay, and I know when I'm walking and flipping 5 minutes, I'm going to be across the bridge. I only got to walk for 5 minutes, baby. But when I start walking, that's when your greatest fears start happening in your life, in your 3D world. That's when you show up at work and you fucking get fired or laid off. Now you're jobless. Then you come home and you think, you know, I'm going to find a job right away. And week after week, it's crickets. Then you stay strong. You keep on telling yourself, you know, I drew the line in the sand, baby. I listened to Chad. I'm on my bridge of incidents. Okay? There's the flipping tree. Okay? That's the end. You start learning, I'm going to ignore it. I'm the one. I'm the director of my ship. I'm the captain of my soul, baby. And you ignore it. You muster up some more strength and you keep on walking. And as you keep on walking, that old you says, okay, Chad's not fucking stopping. Okay? I'm going to hit him with a right hook this time. I'm going to bring him some unexpected bills that's going to drain his bank account. Okay? Because that old identity knows, oh, if I drain Chad's bank account, that stopped Chad in the past. That made him scared in the past. And Chad, what did Chad do in the past? He ran back the other way to his comfort zone. And that's what actually happens. You know, circumstances arise. Bills come in just out of nowhere. Okay, you go outside, get in your car, and you notice all 4 of your tires are flat. And you wonder, like, how could all 4 of my tires be flat? How can I run over? Did I run over like a flipping whole thing of nails? You understand? Or you get really sick and you have to go to the flipping hospital. You have these medical bills come in. I wait for this tractor to get out of my way. So I got. This is the bridge of incidents right here, baby. Someone comes along and blocks your way, so it stops you in your tracks. And this is like a perfect example. Like, you stop and stare at it. You stop and look at it for weeks and months while you're standing on the bridge, standing at the finish line right here. You let something simple like this stop you. And everything in you, the anxiety starts to take over. I mean, the anxiety is so strong, guys, that it makes you feel fucking sick and nauseous. You know what I mean? The anxiety is so strong that if I was standing on the bridge, I would feel like jumping off of it. I'm just being honest with you. Okay? You would literally feel like jumping off of it. Just because that's how strong these emotions are. You know what I mean? That's how much control that old identity has over you. It knows how you tick. It knows what you're fucking scared of. It knows how to bring worried out and fear in your life. It knows what bent you in the past. It knows what knocked you out in the past. You understand? But you muster up the courage because you tell yourself, I drew the line in the sand, baby. You muster up the courage and say, you know what? The only thing I know how to do is keep on walking forward. Okay. And you keep on walking forward, even though you went to work and you lost your job, you got laid off. You keep on walking forward, even though it's taking you forever to find a new job. You keep on walking forward, even though all your tires on your car was flat and you got to pay for it. You keep on walking forward, even though you have no insurance because you got laid off from your job. You had to go to the hospital. Now you have this giant $20,000 medical bill, $20,000 medical bill to go to the ER for one night. You understand? And it keeps on stacking on you and stacking on you. Because that old you knows, that old identity knows, money brings fear in you. Money's gonna, when money stops coming in and money starts draining that savings, money starts draining that checking account, it's gonna stop you because it stopped you in the past. It knows you're gonna run back to that comfort zone, baby. You know, it knows Chad's gonna give in because he gave in the past. And as we're walking along, another motorbike comes along, tries to run you over on your bridge of incidents. You have to dodge it, jump out of the way. Just playing with you here. Try to take you out. But you sidestep it. Okay. You sidestep it and you keep on walking. You understand. The bridge, listen, the bridge of incidents, it is not a fun fucking time. It's not. Because you have to understand, the old you, your old identity, doesn't want to die. It's doing everything it can to hang on. It's doing everything it can to be the controller of your life. But you still, for some reason, maybe it's just in you, maybe you have no choice but to listen to it. But for some reason, you say, I'm still mustering up the courage to move forward. Okay. And even though in your 3D world, okay, well, I can see with my senses, nothing is changing, nothing is happening. You know, it seems like I'm in the world of chaos. You know what I mean? All chaos is above me. Everything keeps on happening. But I muster up that, I need to ignore it. It scared me before. I'm not going to let it scare me again. And you keep on walking. And from time to time, you know what? You're going to feel like something knocked you out. You're going to feel like something knocked you down. And you're literally just sitting. You're not going back. You're not going backwards. You're literally just sitting. You're literally just sitting in the middle of the bridge. Look at this. Look how close that big tree is right here. Okay, I'm so close to it. That's your dream life. Right there, guys. This is your dream life. Okay, that's your dream car, your dream house, money, whatever you want. Okay, right here. Right here. You're so close to it. I can fucking see it. Okay? That's going to change your life. Your life is going to turn upside down overnight. That's how fucking close you are. You're sitting on the fucking bridge crying like a little baby. And it's okay. Because you know what? You're not running backwards. You're basically stopping. You're thinking about running backwards. You're really digesting it. You're really thinking like, all these things are happening to me in Thailand. I have no safety net in Thailand. Okay. It doesn't matter if I lived in Thailand for 4 years. I'm still a fucking tourist, baby. I don't have a work permit. I can't go get a job. I can't go do things. You understand? I literally have no safety net here. Scary as shit. Okay, this is how you're feeling. Okay. What you're feeling is, what is your Thailand? Pretend right now you're in another country. You live in another country, and it's not the United States. It's not Europe. Okay, you live in another country that no matter how long you live here, you're a flipping tourist. You know what I mean? You are not treated like a flipping local. Okay. And I'm not saying this to be bad, but you have to understand that. Okay. You're still sitting here contemplating. Like people still ride by and try to run you over, try to take you out. You know what I mean? On your bridge of incidents. And you sit here. You can sit here for hours. You can sit here for days. You can sit here for weeks contemplating. But finally you talk yourself into it. You say, you know what? You start looking back. I didn't move backwards. It didn't kill me. You start realizing that, you know what? Even though I can't see it, I'm this close. Then you stand back up and you keep on walking forward. And you think it's going to end. You're taking little baby steps. I'm not running. Okay. It's like I have shackles on. I can't run. I can't sprint, baby. I can't sprint through the fire. It's like I'm walking with shackles on now. My feet, my legs are chained, and they're fucking heavy chains. You know what I mean? I can just, all my might is just move and move my arm. I'm like this, thinking I'm going to make it. I'm going to make it. Again, that old self, baby, that old self isn't letting you go. Okay. It might fucking drain your bank account to zero to make you fucking turn around. It might take your fucking medical insurance away. Okay. And you need prescriptions that you got to get, you got to buy out of pocket. You don't even know how in the world you're going to flip and get them. And all these bills keep on ranking up. But you keep on walking, you keep on moving forward. You know what I mean? You tell yourself, I am not stopping this time. I am not letting the old me control me anymore. I am not accepting my reality like I used to accept it in the past. I am not accepting it anymore. This is what you keep on telling yourself. I am not accepting mediocrity. I am not accepting poverty. I'm not accepting scarcity. I'm not accepting scarcity thinking. I don't fear things anymore. Fear has no power over me. You understand? Lack has no power over me. My bank balance has no power over me, because you start to realize, you know what? I'm okay with or without it. You understand? You have this, you kind of just wake up one day, and this is why Neville Goddard said he's never seen law of assumption fail. He's never seen it fail because he knew the truth. He knew if you didn't give up and you stayed at it, he knew you had dominion on this earth, baby. He knew that you would reach a point. Listen to this. Neville Goddard knew when you did the bridge of incidents, he knew you would if you didn't give up, if you didn't give into it, and you didn't run back like a scared little 5-year-old running back to his mommy and daddy. Neville Goddard knew if you stayed the course, if you didn't give up no matter how hard it got, he knew you would reach a breaking point. All the greats knew this, not just Neville Goddard. Thomas Trower knew this. Joseph Murphy knew this. Napoleon Hill knew this. Bob Proctor knew this. They knew you would literally reach a breaking point. And that breaking point would be, you would get up one day and you think, you know what? I am not scared anymore. I'm happy no matter what. I'm happy if I'm successful or I am not. I don't need it no more. I'm happy no matter if I'm a millionaire or I am not, because I don't need it anymore. I'm happy no matter if my bank balance is zero or not. Okay. So I don't need it anymore. I'm happy no matter if my SP loves me or not, because I don't need them anymore. You understand? Now, once you have this realization, once you have this, I drew the line in the sand. Okay. I do not accept my old reality. I accept what I say what's true. Okay. And listen to this. Once you finally accept it, the shackles come off because you don't need the old version of you no more. You finally, listen to this, my friends, you see that split right there? You finally made it to the end of the bridge. Okay, then you start walking a little bit faster because you can see it now. Because reality, listen, you finally realize the reality is now. You realize that you've always had what you wanted. You start realizing that. And you start walking, you pick up the pace, you start realizing you can actually see it now. Because you realize, you know what? I've always had my dream life. I've always had my dream car. I've always had my dream house. I always have been a multimillionaire. You realize this. But you realize at the same time you've always had it, but at the same time you don't need it. And it's something amazing happens. When you don't need something no more, it actually comes to you. And you realize you're standing right on the edge of the bridge. You made it to the other side. And once you cross over, so like, good morning. People actually say good morning to you. They're not trying to run you over anymore. But once you make it to the other side, you realize the power that you've always had. You realize you don't need anything. You understand what I'm saying? You realize that you call the shots. You have dominion on this earth. Okay? You realize that you are the captain of your soul. You understand? And the biggest things you realize is that the old you, it died on the bridge. You understand? That old identity died on the bridge. Okay? You finally beat that old identity. Now, when you're on the other side, you're being that most successful version of you. And my friends, this video went way different than I thought. Okay. As we start wrapping this video up, since I made it to the other side of my promised land, even though I got to walk back home. But that's how I want to end the video here. What are you accepting? Okay. What are you accepting in your life? When things aren't going your way, stop accepting it. Stand up to it. Stand up to your reality. Okay. It's okay. It's okay to stand up to reality and say, I don't accept this. Listen to it this way. And I didn't share this because I got off on my tangent on the metaphor of the bridge. Listen, you can apply this to anything. I'll give you an SP example here. It could be an SP example, or it could just be you, having a relationship with somebody, either a friend, SP, romantic, whatever. It could be business. Okay, listen, if you have standards and boundaries in your life, you're not going to accept someone talking down to you. Okay, you're not going to accept it. You're not going to accept someone yelling and screaming at you, talking down to you, calling you names, whatever. You're not going to accept it. Okay. Now, either two things you're going to do. You're not going to accept it. You're going to get away from the person, and that person isn't going to be in your life. You're not going to hang around them. Or you're going to confront it and you're going to say, hey, look, don't talk to me that way because I don't talk to you that way. Okay. I expect you to show me respect because I show you respect. Okay. You're going to confront it. Okay. You're not going to accept it. Okay. And many of us do this in relationships, business relationships, dealing with people, whatever. Lots of times we come to a point where you have to have that conversation. Enough is enough. Okay. But take that scenario and use it as a metaphor. You can apply it to anything. You can apply it towards money. You can apply it towards your dream house. You know what I mean? You can apply it to your dream car. You can apply it to, you want to be a successful entrepreneur. You can apply it to, I want to be a millionaire. Okay. You can apply it to, I want to make I want to make $20,000, $25,000, $30,000 a month. You can apply it towards that. But when you apply it towards that, stop accepting your reality. That's what I mean. Because it's going to be different a little bit. But what I mean by stop accepting as I walk back home is stop stop accepting scarcity. Stop accepting lack. Okay. And you Lord say you can do a private walk like I'm doing here and say, out loud, you're saying, I don't accept this anymore. I don't accept living month by month anymore. I don't accept it. That's not who I am. Money comes to me easily and effortlessly. Okay. Every time I spend money, money comes back to me faster. Every time I spend money, it comes back to me double. Every time I pay my bills, it comes back to me double. I don't accept not making any sales in my business. I don't accept it. Okay. And as you start talking to yourself like that, I don't accept it. Okay. But when you don't accept it, the next thing you got to realize is you are that person now. If you want to be successful, you're successful now. This is how this stuff works. Maybe no one's explaining it this way to you. Okay. When you want your dream house, you already have it now. You're already the person now who has your dream house. You're not trying to get your dream house, because when you're trying to get your dream house, that causes separation. You have it now. So you act like the person that has your dream house. Okay. And on top of it, you don't accept anything that don't align with the version of you that has your dream house. Did I say that right? You don't accept anything that doesn't align with the version of you that has what you want. Okay? You don't accept it. Because that's that old you, that old identity trying to creep in. You don't accept it. And it's okay. Listen, I'm kind of ranting here a little bit, because I want you guys to get this. I sound like a robot saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over. Sometimes I need to hear it. Okay? When you notice things not going your way, you don't accept it. It's almost like deny, choose, be. You see it. You see what's going on. You feel it. You have an emotion around it. But you deny it. You choose that most successful version of you, and you be it right now. Okay? It's just like our bridge of incidents here. When we go through our bridge of incidents, it's really coming down to the core principle: deny, choose, be. Okay, it's not that bad things are going to happen, ugly things are going to happen. It's not that negative things are not going to happen. But we see it, we have the emotion, but we deny, choose, be. We start mastering it. We see it, but we start behaving like, it's kind of like you stop and you ask yourself, okay, I went to work today. I lost my job. Okay. You have half a second that you start to flip out over it, and you ask yourself, what would the most successful version of me do right now? And that answer is going to come to you probably pretty quick, and you do it. You be it. You deny, choose, be. Okay, is the most successful version of you going to flip out because you lost your job at work? No. When the most successful version of you is going to know what they're going to say? They're going to say, you know what? One door closes, a better door opens. It had to happen to you. Even Neville Goddard said this. Neville Goddard actually gave this example. You know what I mean? Even he said, and he said this in his live lectures. I've never found it in any of his books. It's only in his live lectures. He said, when you start practicing the law of assumption, you start assuming that you're a millionaire. You start assuming that you have your dream house, no matter what it is. He literally said this: don't be surprised that you go to work the next day and you get fired. You get laid off. Don't be surprised. But Neville Goddard said, don't fight it, because it had to happen. It had to happen to you because it had to happen, because that's the only way that's going to force you to move forward. You understand? But instead, when things happen like that, we stand here, we fight it, we try to overanalyze it and be analytical over it and overthink it. Like, why did this happen? Why did this happen? What do I need to do? And you start running backwards. And instead of just saying, it had to happen. It had to happen in order for me to get something better. So that's the thing. Stop fighting reality. You're not really fighting reality. You're just denying it. And you're standing up saying, hey, I don't put up with this anymore. I don't accept this anymore in my life. And it comes down to this simple. You don't accept it. You can say it out loud. I don't accept this, what's going on. I don't accept it. The most successful version of me wouldn't accept it. And guess what? Right now, today, you start acting like the most successful version of you. You understand, my friends? But other than that, tribe, YouTube fam, thanks for listening. I haven't done a rant like this for a long time. I kind of miss doing my my morning walks like this. I just wanted to come out and get some fresh air. Needed a little bit of alone time, a little bit, just to clear my mind. And wasn't so busy out this morning. Wasn't too hot. It was kind of perfect to go for a walk. I just want to share those thoughts with you guys. But anyway, remember, comment below. I'd love to hear your comments. Reach out if you have any questions on this stuff. And remember, inside the comments, inside the description anyway, not inside the comments, I'm sorry. Inside the description is everything, all the nuggets. If you want to work with me, the link's in the description. If you want to be part of the tribe, the link is in the description. If you want to jump into the 30-day challenge, the link is in the description as well. Other than that, tribe, YouTube fam, peace out. Remember, I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video.